The views and opinions expressed in the Golden Boot podcast are those of the speaker and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of the Golden Boot podcast as a whole.
Y'all ready to get rolling? Quiet on the set. Hey, welcome back to another hot episode of the Golden Boot. It's your boy Pooh Bear. I got my man Ant Petty Murphy in the building. What's good with you, my boy?
What's up with dog?
Not much, man. The madness. I thought it's funny. I hit you up the other day and I told you, I said, man, we you know what I'm saying, took a couple days off and everything went crazy with, you know what I'm saying, these tournaments, you know what I'm saying, NFL free agency is bananas. BANANAS. Yeah, that's what's up, Gloria Stefan. But man, that is jumping.
Gwen?
Ain't that Gwen Stefani?
You said Gloria.
Did I say Gloria?
Yeah.
That's her mama, ain't it? Anyway, but it's been going crazy. It's been going wild. Then we had the I ain't put it. I think I put it on there. Maybe we'll talk some LSU baseball. I don't know.
I don't feel like it tonight, dog. Not after that performance, bro. Not after that. No, sir. I'm not letting them bring any negativity into my life. No, sir. No, sir. No, sir.
Oh man. What a weekend, man. What a weekend.
A weekend to forget.
Yeah. Speaking of forgetting, I forgot, and it's funny because I didn't realize it till last minute. Conference USA basketball tournament is here in Huntsville, and I was trying to figure out why we were seeing so many Western Kentucky fans and stuff yesterday. I was like, why, you know? I was like, oh, there's something going on. Baseball. I was thinking baseball. It was a baseball game or something going on, but because all I kept seeing was red and green yesterday. It was the West Kentucky fans and all the people who was getting drunk for St. Patrick's Day. So it was very interesting. Very interesting. Every time I go to that park, something interesting happens.
We're not gonna go there. We're not gonna go there. Nope, we're not picking off them people. No, sir. No,
every time I go there, something happens. But man, I'm looking forward to talking about this tournament, man. It's wild. It's wild. I'm looking forward to it. Wild is the theme for today. Before we get started, man, I ain't did this in a minute, but man, I want to give a shout out to everybody watching. Could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with us, and we appreciate that. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Let's get ready to get into it, man. First, you know what we gotta do. We gotta give a shout out to our sponsors over at BetOnline. BetOnline.ag. We'll be back in 1 minute. BetOnline.ag is your number one source for all your sports information, stats, news, and scores. Get the latest odds, lines, and player injury reports for this year's NBA and NHL playoffs. BetOnline is always your sports information headquarters. This season, we have you covered for all your sports wagering needs. We have everything from NBA, NFL, MLB, and NHL to golf, tennis, UFC, and boxing. BetOnline is the fastest and easiest way to get your betting info, including live betting options and your favorite casino and card games that you can play right from your home. Head on over to betonline.ag today or use your mobile device to get in on the action. Be sure to use the promo code BLEAV to receive your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. BetOnline, where the game starts. And we are back. Hey, so before we get into the NCAA tournament and the craziness that is, we have to talk about these conference tournaments because that's where all the madness start. SEC, for the first time since I think they was like 94 or 1990, something like that. 1, 2, and number 3 were knocked out in the first game.
Are you surprised by that though? I mean, the way the SEC has been this year, maybe Tennessee losing,
Tennessee
but
was the biggest surprise to me.
yeah. But I mean, you can't really be surprised by the others losing. Kentucky been up and down all year.
Yeah.
And Auburn was kind of the sleeper team to me because of the way they was playing coming down the stretch. They seem to be playing their best ball coming down the stretch. So I'm not surprised that they won it. But I am kind of surprised the way that Tennessee fell early in the tournament. But Kentucky and them losing ain't really a surprise to me.
I'm surprised they lost in their first game. I'm more surprised. I'm not necessarily surprised Tennessee lost.
How they lost?
How they lost.
Yeah.
It wasn't close. Mississippi State ran through them like like a laxative. I just straight cleaned them out.
Yeah, that wasn't a competitive game at all. But at the same time, it seemed like that's what Tennessee does. Well, at least under Rick Barnes, he's been a coach that no matter where he's been at, when the calendar flips to March, it's a different team and not necessarily in a good way for him. You know what I mean? Like his team always seemed to underachieve at this time of year, whether it was back when he had Durant at Texas, and not making the Final Four with Durant, or even some of the teams he's had at Tennessee getting knocked out early in tournaments. I know last year was one of the teams. A lot of people thought that they would had like a championship winning team a couple years ago, and they fell flat.
When they had Grant Williams and Admiral, yeah.
And I mean, like they fell flat on their face. So I mean, it's not nothing new for Tennessee to not come through in these big moments in March.
Yeah. Also, I think I'm more surprised. Florida's rise, how they became, just become this juggernaut. That has surprised me. They have been a thorn in Alabama side this entire season, and when they made it to this tournament, I thought that game was going to be close. I thought it was going to be competitive, and Florida blew that one out. They just Alabama looked terrible in that matchup.
Yeah, I think Florida just got their number, bro. I don't know what it is about that matchup that favors Florida, but time and time again, we've seen them really not even stay on the same floor with Florida, Alabama. That is, they, they just seem to be whatever Florida's doing, they can't keep up with it. They can't catch up to it, and they can't stop it. So they got a matchup nightmare on their hands right there. And I wasn't surprised to see that one go Florida's way. But like you said, for it to be so lopsided like that, I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, I think a biggest issue with that was good, North Face. I think the biggest issue with that, as far as Florida is concerned, the biggest issue for Alabama when concerning Florida's transition defense has been phenomenal, and we know that Alabama's their MO, fast break, 3-pointers, and when you're not getting those, high percentage shots, it makes it very hard, and especially if you got to live and die by the 3, it's going to be hard for you. And I don't care how good Alabama is at shooting the 3, they couldn't shoot their way out of that one. Regular season tournament anywhere, and that's what Florida does to Alabama. I don't know if anybody. I'm not going to say nobody has that formula that Florida has to do that, but we haven't seen anybody really do that to Alabama outside of, I mean, the Kentucky game. But that, I mean, I thought that was just more of a one-off versus Florida being a consistent.
Yeah. Florida just a bad matchup for him, bro.
Yeah. SEC tournament wasn't the only one that had some shakeups. The Big 12 tournament, Houston getting blown. I understand. So the way I saw that one going in the regular season, the matchup with Iowa State at Iowa State, it's hard to win. You know, what I'm saying, at Iowa State. When Iowa State played Houston in Houston, Houston returned the favor. I thought neutral site, Houston would, whole serve, I guess you could say, but Houston also was banged up, missing a lot. So,
but they just couldn't make nothing either. Shed was like 3 for 17. You know what I mean, it was an off night for him, and I don't know. I'm not saying that they didn't care, but I think winning the Big 12 meant more to Iowa State than it meant to Houston.
that makes sense. I can agree with
Especially
that.
when you look at and you see Tennessee had already lost, Purdue had already lost. You know what I mean?
That's next. So.
And to them, I think they were kind of like we solidified as a number one. You know what I mean? Like we're not gaining much by winning necessarily, but as Iowa State gained a lot by going out and beating Houston.
Yeah. You mentioned Purdue. Purdue is another team that Purdue is, and I I love my analogies, and this might be a bad, well, comparatively speaking, Purdue is Peyton Manning regular season, or Peyton Manning regular season hero, playoff. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? So that's why I see Purdue. They're always going to look good in the regular season, and then in the tournament they're going to, or postseason play, they're going to be.
Hopefully that's
pick
good.
your round.
Hopefully that's good news for Grambling.
Shout out to Grant. I had to wear my shirt today, represent for the G-Men, making history.
Them boys, man.
Yeah, making history. First time in program history. And I think, so I listen to you and Fox. This the first 318 team in a long time, or 318 footprint.
Yeah, first one in 318 since 1996.
Golly, that's almost 30 years.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So
I mean, it's been some Louisiana Tech teams that probably should have made it, even though they didn't win that tournament as an at-large bid. Grambling kind of been on the down streak because Jackson got them boys right. Last year, they was in the conference game, could have made it last year, but lost to Texas Southern and turned around this year and got their revenge. So they finally made it. First time in school history making it to the D1 tournament.
Gotcha. Yeah. Right. Paul's with the excellent. He said Purdue is if Rick Barnes was a school.
Pretty much.
That's what Purdue is.
Pretty much. Yeah. That's facts though.
Yeah. But speaking of that, talking about Illinois ended up winning the Big 10. Iowa State won the Big 12. Auburn won the SEC. Auburn was going to be an at-large. I don't know if I can say the same about Iowa State. I don't know if they would have been at-large.
Yeah, they were on the bubble. They had 3 seed. They was getting in.
Okay.
All of them was getting in no matter what, pretty much.
Okay.
They seeds.
Okay, because I know there's several unexpecteds that came in and stole some spots.
Yeah,
because they Dr. McClellan, shout out Dr. McClellan, SWAC commissioner, also chairman of the NCAA selection committee. He said that it was a lot of spots that were pretty much taken, by with those guys winning the at large, and there's a lot of bubbles popped.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's favorite college basketball player. I ain't gonna say everybody, but he became like a little sensation toward the end of the season. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Oh yeah.
He in Indiana State, they didn't make it. And they was a team projected to make it for a long time. So they was one of the teams who I think got a spot taken from them by some of these conference tournaments falling the way that they did.
Yeah, I was looking forward to seeing him, big boy, making some. Him, I'm telling you, him and the kid from North Carolina State, the big guy who, yeah, he's like he said he watched a lot of Kareem Abdul. I'm not Kareem. A lot of Olajuwon, King Olajuwon, growing up. So he got the moves, but he got the body of like the fridge.
Yeah, about it like Zach Randolph.
Yeah, nah, yeah. I mean, that's the closest tractor trailer. That's who he built like for real to me. Robert Tractor Trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah, but hey, I love seeing those, saying those guys, with the big bodies who can, saying, make the moves, shaking and stuff. And it's just like they move so slow, and it's like what do you do to stop it?
Like my boy Kenny Lofton, who played at Tech, Louisiana Tech.
Yes.
Yeah, like him, yeah.
Yeah, he's still with Memphis.
Nah, his boy been cut about 12 times now. I think he just got picked up by somebody else, though. I can't remember who. He was with Memphis. He was with the 76ers. He been with a couple teams.
Yeah. Let me ask this, man. The bracket is out, Selection Sunday and stuff. I'm not finna sit here and try to go over all these teams, but looking at the bracket, what you've seen so far, are there some Cinderellas that stand out to you?
I'm looking over it right now, so this ain't really like me studying it.
I know most of this this mostly depends on who you can see like a favorable matchup to start off, and then it can probably get rolling.
Yeah.
So because I'm trying to see.
On the cool though. And I'm not just saying this.
I think you're gonna say what I'm about to say. Go ahead.
I think McNeese can give Gonzaga a game.
Boy, that's the first thing jumped out of my mind. McNeese versus Gonzaga. I think that is because Gonzaga has been they're not the Gonzaga that we have grown to accustomed to seeing in the tournaments these last few, or decade or so. I think Will Wade can be enough of an issue for them to at least for the first round.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's one I look at. I don't know if you can really consider them a Cinderella. I see this I can see this as an upset, but North Carolina State. I mean, of course, they're not really.
Who they
I
got?
guess.
Oh, Texas Tech. Yeah, I can see that one. I was looking at where it went. Hold on. New Mexico over Clemson. I've seen Clemson play a lot this year, and they're a good team, but they're a team that I could easily see getting upset just because of the way they play.
Understandable. Let me ask you this, because there's two mid majors playing in this, but I had them and I lost them just a quick. UAB versus San Diego State, that 12-5 matchup right there.
Yeah, I seen that one, man. San Diego State ain't the same San Diego State as last year, but I still think that they beat UAB. I think UAB give them a game. Kennedy is a hell of a coach, and what he's been able to do with that UAB team this year is pretty remarkable. But I still think it wouldn't surprise me if they get them, but I'll go San Diego State.
Oh, Paul's Hub. He said Paul's Hub said the East is unreasonably loaded. We'll get to that to look at that region.
That region is loaded,
but he says Creighton to the Final Four. They've got chokers, Tennessee and Purdue on their side.
Yeah. And not to mention they got Kansas over there who's banged up also as the 4th seed. Dickinson and McCullers both didn't play in the Big 12 tournament. Don't know how healthy they'll be coming into the NCAA tournament. So if you look at, they got the one, like he mentioned, 1 seed Purdue, 2 seed Tennessee, and the 4 seed banged up right now. If you Creighton, you gotta be looking at your bracket like, I mean, this is pretty. I mean, even the 5 seed Gonzaga. I mean, we just talked about them. They they got one of the easy draws if you look at that Midwest region. But like the East though, bro, like he mentioned, obviously the number 1 overall UConn. You got the Auburn SEC champ, tournament champ. You got Illinois Big 10 tournament champ. You got Iowa State Big 12 tournament champ. All in the same bracket, all in the same region.
Mm. Yeah. Dr. McClellan talked about that. How they ended up, because they're the number 1 overall seed. And how do you, and FA, I mean, granted, they're, again, like you said earlier, they're not the same team as last year, but FAU is in that side, in that East region as well. So the number 1 overall seed gets to pick where they go, right? Then from there they start doing matchups, because my thought was they ranked these teams 1 through 68, and then it's like 1 through 4 are your 1 seeds, and then that's how I thought. But he said it's basically like they saying sign, I guess, sign the season, and then from there they put those teams based on mileage into those regions. So that's interesting. Um and it's almost like, do you disadvantage yourself by, I guess, picking somewhere, kind of strategically picking somewhere that you may be a little bit further away for your fans, but it also is somewhere where you may have a little bit easier road?
Yeah.
So that's, I mean, it's kind of strategy that you kind of think about, make you think. So it's interesting. Interesting. I think we kind of covered this, but let's talk some matchups you like. I know it's early. I mean, it's because it just came out, so I don't know how much of saying you've been able to actually look at the bracket.
Nebraska, Texas A&M. That's a
Mhm.
good 8-9 matchup. Texas Tech, NC State. That's a good matchup. Utah State, TCU. South Carolina, Oregon.
That's gonna be a good one.
Yeah,
That's
all them look pretty good to me as far as first round matchups.
I'm gonna tell you one. I'm keeping my eye on. That's that I like, just because I like seeing the upsets. 12-5, James Madison, Wisconsin.
I could see it.
Can we talk about James Madison for a second? James Madison has built. I mean, granted, their coach football side left and went to Indiana, but James Madison made themselves, I'm not gonna say a powerhouse, but they made themselves a threat. Saying big game hunting in both football and basketball.
Yeah, they won the conference in both. I mean, it's pretty remarkable. But speaking of 5-12 matchups, that's what Gonzaga McNeese is, by the way.
Right.
But you also always got a what is it, a 10-7 that always happen every year.
Mm-hmm.
Nevada Dayton is a 10-7 matchup. Drake Washington State is a 10-7 matchup. Texas is a 7. I don't know who the 10 will be, and Florida is a 7. I don't know who the 10 will be.
Because Texas will either play Virginia, was that Colorado State? Bro, how far has Virginia fallen from national champion to one and done? Saying, because they
Yeah,
weren't they,
they're
saying
the
one
first
one
16 seed to lose.
yeah.
Didn't they win the
To
championship after that though?
I thought they won it before, or it might have been afterwards.
I thought they won it the year after that.
Okay, it may have been, but still from there to,
They don't got NBA level guys no more. That's the thing.
a lot of LSU fans were looking at, what I'm saying, was it Bennett?
Tony Bennett, yeah.
Looking at Bennett as possible replacement for Will Wade. So
I don't like this style of play though. That winning games, 52-50. I ain't trying to. That's
man. The men's side. Key asked a question about NIT. He said the men NIT coming, right? When do they announce NIT? I know it's after, because they have to see who's all
should be
in
the
and out.
soon.
Yeah, okay.
St. John's not going to the NIT. They say no to the NIT after being snubbed.
Interesting. Yeah. Paul Sub chimes in and says this might be a year to take all 10s in the 17 games. Yeah.
I will come on in a few minutes.
Okay. Keep an eye on that one.
Come on 8:30.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, shoot, that's 1 minute. We should see. I'll keep an eye on that.
Two. I ain't got my TV on in front of me, or I will watch it.
My TV like behind me.
Well, I on it. Let's go to the women's though.
Yes, sir. That's exactly where I'm going. The women's bracket did come out. LSU is a 3 seed again.
What I told
It
you.
was people said, they thought it was, projected to be a 2 seed. They get a 3. I saw some LSU fans said they felt like it was disrespect. I'm with the same philosophy I've been saying all year. I think LSU is good, but you ain't played nobody outside of conference.
That's what it is, bro.
It's like that matters. I hate to be blunt about it, but
do I see arguments for LSU to be a 2 seed? Yes.
Yeah.
Do I think that, in the words of Key, we got hold? No, I don't.
I think he meant host, but I hope he meant host. But either way, I don't think we did.
Either way,
it was fair. I mean, you see you can win. Now this part. Have you seen that region?
Yeah, that's
that
crazy.
They're in.
That's crazy.
For LSU to win that region, here are some of the teams in that region that they may have to face: Iowa, Colorado, Louisville, where Haley Van Lith played. That would be probably your round 2 matchup. UCLA.
Yeah.
That's a gauntlet. If you win that region, you should. If you win that region, your grand prize, you got to play South Carolina again. I don't know if that's directly how it lines up, but to win the championship, you gotta win those games, and you got to play South Carolina again.
Yeah. And I'm trying to pull up the women's bracket, but it's keep trying to make me play bracket challenge. But
I got it up here on my side.
I
Albany
think
1, Albany 2, Portland 3, Portland 4.
Let me see.
I can't hear
you. USC, I think, had the easy schedule, the easy bracket.
Here we go. Yeah, so USC plays Texas A&M Corpus Christi. On their side, they've got Kansas, Michigan, Baylor, either Vanderbilt or Columbia, VTech, Marshall, Syracuse, Auburn, Arizona, uh, UConn, Jackson State, Duke, Richmond, Ohio State, Maine.
I think that might be the easiest one.
Yeah, because I mean, no disrespect to any of these other teams. The biggest threat on that side looks like UConn at 3.
I mean, obviously South Carolina is the number one overall seed, so they got kind of the easiest bracket, but they got a potential matchup with North Carolina in the second round, who gave them a tough game earlier this year, and they got Ole Miss and Notre Dame in their side of the bracket as well. So it ain't gonna be too easy for them.
Yeah, that South Carolina's region is kind of, it's not SEC heavy, but it does have some.
All the SEC is on that side of the bracket though, for the most.
Yeah.
But
Ooh.
that LSU region though is ridiculous, bro.
Mhm.
LSU playing North Texas and NIT, says Brian.
Okay.
Cool with it. I'm cool with it. Let's go get a dub, man.
Yeah, they should be hosting at home. Yeah, they got it up. I'm sorry, I'm looking over my shoulder now. Oh no, that's the women's bracket. Still okay. Man, LSU. Hold on. Yeah, baby, LSU number 3 seed.
Is this?
Bracket. That's the old bracket. Why they don't have it?
It's March Madness.
Yes, baby. That's the brackets for the women's side.
I wonder what
I'm pulling it up now. They don't. Okay, this bracket doesn't have it. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was saying I wonder what seed LSU is in the NIT.
Yeah, I'm trying to pull it up. I don't see. Somebody has. What is this? Is this it or not?
Is this?
I'm on show. Okay. Why you doing all that talking? Oh no, this is just the game times. I don't see it. It hadn't popped up on at least on a quick Google search yet.
I'm looking. I mean, I'm watching it right. They're the 4th seed. Ooh. That means they gotta face the 1 seed in the second round. Mm.
Very interesting. But I think it's good for them to. It's good that they got to the NIT, get a win, maybe 2.
Yeah, get a win and build momentum for next year with it. Successful year though for them, just making it to the NIT.
Yeah, I know we talked about the conference tournament and stuff. The way that game went, they completely. I don't know if to say they fell apart or Mississippi State just went hot because
A little bit of both.
Yeah. I don't know what to say about this. I guess my next question: more compelling to watch, or which more? Well, I kind of know the answer to that. I was gonna say which one you more interested: the men's bracket or the women's bracket?
The women's.
I was thinking that. I was thinking that. Yeah.
I mean, the men's is wide open, and so it's like it's compelling for that reason. You know, there's so many different teams that I can make an argument for making the Final Four. or winning it all. But there's no like compelling storylines. You know what I mean? There's nobody that I gotta tune in to watch this guy, or we gotta make sure we watch this potential matchup. Like the LSU Iowa potential matchup is a storyline in itself. People gonna be watching just to see if they meet up again. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like you don't have that on the men's side, really.
Yeah, that's funny. That's true. Paul also said the PMAC about to have a very busy week. Yeah. What's good, Krim? It has been a while. Oh, Kansas State and Iowa play. Some possible Sweet 16.
Yeah, without Yoka Lee, she a dog. She a dog for real, bro. Ayoka Lee, I
Um,
don't really know what she necessarily did against Iowa whenever they played head to head or whatever this year, but she averaged like 20
right.
a game. She averaged like 20 a game, close to a double double a game. So she's and Iowa don't really have that inside presence that they had last year with Monica. I can't say her last name, but they so they struggled against inside presence. So that'll be interesting to see if they do got a matchup against Ayoka Lee in Kansas State.
All right. So I'm looking at the NIT here. Somebody has they're still working out the top right and bottom right bracket. But the first round, the top left bracket, uh, if LSU wins, that one seed will be Seton Hall, is who they have to play. And
Hmm.
yeah,
Yeah, Seton Hall got to play.
Seton Hall plays St. Joe's. Oh, Georgia got the 4 seed in the bottom side, bottom left bracket. So it'll be it's the matchups for this. So you got St. Joe versus Seton Hall, North Texas versus LSU, Boston College versus Providence, UNLV versus Princeton. In the bottom left, you've got Appalachian State versus Wake Forest, Xavier versus Georgia, Richmond versus Virginia Tech, Cornell versus Ohio State. And of course, like I said, the other games are still being announced
UNLV got
as we
who?
speak. So, let me go back to it.
Princeton.
UNLV has Princeton.
That's a good matchup.
Princeton is the 2 seed. So
Yeah, that's a good matchup.
It's gonna be interesting. I'm going to thoroughly enjoy watching, and I'm not a big basketball guy, but I'm going to thoroughly enjoy watching some of these NIT. Do you even pay any attention to the CBI?
Not unless it's a local team in it.
I'm being honest with you. I saw somebody accepted the invite to the CBI, and I was like, oh,
Who?
okay. I think it
Alabama.
was Norfolk State. That was the only, yeah. And that's why I was like, oh, okay. And yeah.
Because I know ULM had made it to the CBI a few years ago, and they actually played against Loyola Chicago before Loyola Chicago became a thing.
Gotcha. I like it. That's the NIT. So I know we're talking about LSU being 4 seed in NIT and everything. Before Alabama started making their run and their push, on the basketball side, the NIT is what kind of jump started that for them. I could say the same about LSU under Will Wade.
Yeah.
So this is Wichita State. when they got hot for them few years, NIT. So it's gonna be interesting. Very interesting to see. You got anything else on basketball before we move on? Because I want to talk some NFL. I want to talk about this free agency moves and these trades and all this stuff.
Which ones?
Oh, where do we start? But yeah,
Got to start with the quarterback.
gotta start with which quarterback? Because
Russell Wilson is Pittsburgh.
we talked about that a little bit last week.
And you had Justin Fields to Pittsburgh.
Yeah. It's it's funny. Russell Wilson gets to Pittsburgh, and I don't know if you said that interview he did where he talked about where he reached out to Kenny Pickett and it was like, "Hey, glad to be on the team with you. Let's work and make each other better." And then the next day, Kenny Pickett was traded.
That man said Justin Fields for some candy. But I was talking to somebody in a group chat, and my thing was like I didn't see a market for Justin Fields. Especially after Pittsburgh signed Russ. So I was kind of surprised that Pittsburgh kind of doubled up on the quarterback market, getting both. But like he said, going for some candy, like going for a 6th-round conditional, 4th-round, whatever it was, like that says a lot about what his market really was and how other teams viewed him. And I think some people like the Raiders signing Gardner Minshew. You know what I mean? There was certain quarterback moves out there that kind of showed you that teams weren't really high on Justin Fields. And so I didn't really think many landing spots for him. But Pittsburgh, I think that's kind of smart of them though, because you get Russ who can be your immediate guy, and then you can kind of bring Fields along slowly. And as long as you can keep him, you know what I mean, because he's a free agent after this year, unless they give him a long-term deal. Mac Jones got traded for a ball of kicking tees and a Gatorade jug. But I don't know what Jacksonville was thinking with that trade, but
I don't see the appeal of a Mac Jones uh, outside of maybe a good scout team. You know, saying your backup. You know,
I
if
think
Trevor
he's
Lawrence,
capable backup, but I don't know if I would have traded for him. Krim said, how did Patrick Queen end up on the Steelers?
Baltimore didn't pay him.
Ravens didn't really the Ravens didn't really value him as much after they got Roquan Smith, I don't believe. I thought he might would have ended up in Houston.
Or
with the
I didn't think he was going to stay in the division.
Or with the Commanders, because of the money they had. But the Commanders picked up another line, that little boy from Carolina, I believe.
Yeah, Burns.
No, he went to the
It wasn't Burns. Who Burns went to? Giants. That's right.
I think they signed the Lovu kid or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, from Carolina. So they got another linebacker, but Pittsburgh, man, between Patrick Queen and getting quarterbacks, they're not in a bad position.
It's somebody else. I feel like
the biggest question is for Pittsburgh, in my opinion, the biggest question is the offensive coordinator position, because they got Arthur Smith in there now, and what is he gonna do? Whenever he was the offensive coordinator for Tennessee, he wasn't bad, but they had Derrick Henry as a running back that you could rely on. Is Najee Harris that type of running back for Pittsburgh? And I know they got the Warren kid too, but you know what I mean? Like, can you play action off of those guys like you did Derrick Henry? That's my biggest question mark.
They gave up, Pittsburgh gave up Deontay Johnson too.
Yeah, they did, but they still got those Pickens.
Yeah, they got Pickens. I'm gonna tell you, Pittsburgh, I think, has arguably had one of the best free agencies thus far.
The best one is easy, hands down.
Okay, I was gonna go with Houston.
No, sir.
Who am I missing? Who is it?
Philadelphia.
Okay. You say Philly because with Saquon now, who else?
Devin White. They got Chauncey Gardner back.
Wait. I completely missed. They got Devin White too?
Yeah. Oh.
Wow.
That's why I said Philadelphia been cheating over there, bro.
I completely missed that. Like wow. Devin White,
They're a bad, bad
the
organization.
bad
Yeah.
organization. Yeah.
Philadelphia been cheating, bro.
Wow. I was thinking so I was this is why I was thinking about Houston. Houston picked up they picked up Mixon.
Great pickup. Great pickup.
They picked up another, if I'm not mistaken, they picked up another wide receiver. I could be wrong on that. And I know they picked up some weapons, like some skilled guys, offense and defense, to kind of balance out some of the things that were not necessarily missing per se, but they were kind of, a need for a lack of. So that's why I was thinking Houston. But yeah, I see. Okay. Yeah, Philly.
And then they trade for Pickett, which I think is a great backup.
Mm-hmm.
They got Devin White. If I'm not mistaken, they got Devontae Parker too. Yeah, Devontae Parker and Devin White. Chauncey Gardner Johnson back. Got Saquon. And with the Kenny Pickett move as a backup quarterback for basically nothing. They was about to get Justin Fields until they realized that they get Pickett for less.
Yeah.
But I think, man, Philly cheating, and that's after they lose Fletcher Cox and Jason Kelsey in retirement.
All right.
Speaking of retirement,
Go ahead.
the GOAT at the D tackle position,
Aaron Donald. Quarterbacks everywhere are toasting champagne.
Shit, offensive lineman toasting with them.
Yeah. It's remarkable of what he's done. Cause so it's funny, Jay Sean was like, he retired, he ain't even been in the league but 5 years. I was like, nah, he been there a little bit longer than that. 10 years.
10 years, yep.
He made a huge mark in 10 years.
8 Pro Bowls or 8-time All Pro, something like that in 10 seasons. But yeah, man. 3-time Defensive Player of the Year in 10 seasons.
Didn't you say it, the only D tackle with 20 plus sacks?
Yeah.
It's funny.
It's triple teamed, bro.
It's funny because as dominant as he was, you and Fox were on the radio talking about him and talking about, saying D tackles and stuff. And I still was looking at him. I was like, what about Reggie White? What about? And I said, snap. Oh, I'm tripping. D tackle. He's a D tackle. He literally was almost like a DN on the inside. As productive as he was.
Pass rusher, yeah, yes. For real, bro.
Yeah,
I mean, his
considered undersized.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, definitely undersized. But for his dominance, like you won't see that again at the D tackle position for a while, bro. I mean, we talking about Warren Sapp. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? We talking about that level of production at the D tackle position. I know Fox had that list with Jack Lilly and John Randall and some guys like that from the past. But in my lifetime, it's been 2 D tackles. It's been Warren Sapp and it's been Aaron Donald. And to me, Aaron Donald is the greatest defensive tackle I have ever seen play the game of football, bro. Like, I know Glenn Dorsey in college was on that level, but unfortunately, injuries and stuff like that prevented him from reaching his full potential. But at the NFL level, Aaron Donald is the best D tackle I've ever seen, bro. First ballot Hall of Famer, hands down.
I had to double check on this, make sure. Aaron Donald is what a lot of people, including myself, felt like Ndamukong Suh was going to be. Coming out of
Yeah,
college, his dominance in college, the
yes
way
and no.
yeah.
I mean, I feel like was still great. Like Sue still,
Oh yeah, no, not taking anything from her. I'm just that level of production.
yeah, I'm with you. Yeah,
I thought I was going to see, not even if okay. Let me clarify. I never thought I would see 20 sacks or whatever, however you want to look at 20 sacks. But I thought Sue would be a 10 plus sack guy per, what I'm saying, per year, or
you
what I'm
talking
saying,
about
to have
the
that
dominant?
much disruption. Yeah, that
Yeah,
much disruption. Um, yeah, and it's that was my thought, And like I said, I'm not taking anything away from Ndamukong Suh. It's just that Aaron Donald far exceeded what I thought that position should be.
yeah, I'm with you. I just feel like I don't know, man. Aaron, I don't. Other than Warren Sapp, I can't think of anybody who's been that dominant. Like Vince Wilfork was great. Dominican Sue, you know what I mean? You got guys who were great, but nobody has been no defensive player has been as dominant as Aaron Donald, in my opinion. JJ Watt was great. TJ Watt is good. Is great. You know what I mean? But that dude on a different level, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, hello to
Krim
not
says,
another one.
yeah.
A different type of D tackle in the sense, you know what I mean? He more of a true nose run stuffer, but he was a beast for that Ravens defense and a couple other teams. But yeah, Aaron Donald, bro. I remember when he hurt Drew Brees' thumb, bro. You know what I mean, and kind of
Mm,
ruined the Saints' chances of another Super Bowl. But that's just how dominant he was, man.
yeah. We talked about the best free agency so far. Can we talk about one of the worst?
The Cowboys.
No, I was gonna say, who the hell is all these people that the Saints assigned? They
Oh,
signed the people.
my boy had a tweet that said the Saints signing the coldest practice squad ever.
Dude, they're literally signing people, and I'm like, I've heard
Nathan
this
Peterman.
name. Why? And I'm looking.
Nathan effing Peterman. Somebody dude, shout out to the Saints Block Party podcast, by the way. They been putting out some fire tweets. But one of them was like Nathan Peterman was on the Bears practice squad last year. Is that somebody that you really had to sign right now? You could have signed him the day before training camp, and he would have been available.
Willie Gay. That's it. I agree. Willie Gay. That's it.
I
That's
think
it.
Willie Gay just wanted to come back home. You know, he's from
The
Mississippi. I think he just wanted to come back home.
he stayed by Chris.
Yeah.
Okay. Shout out to Chris. Chris hit us up. It's like, man, I ain't heard from y'all in a while. It's like, man, we here.
Chris had said the dude that the other shoe just got that
Just
interior
stay down the
lineman
street.
But yeah, Willie Gay, I think Willie Gay just wanted a bigger role and to come back home, pretty much. And it's only a 1-year deal, so it's kind of like a prove it type deal.
The wide receiver they just signed out of Cincinnati.
Out of Cincinnati.
Like, why? Yeah, he came from the Bengals. It was golly. If I say his name, you'd be like,
with the Dolphins, Cedric Wilson.
No, it was no. Is it Cedric Wilson? No, I don't think that's who it is. Whoever. I was like, when I saw it. Hold on, let me search this up. Saints free agency.
I know they signed Cedric Wilson. They signed Nathan Peterman. They signed Willie Gay. I don't know nobody else. Stanley Morgan.
There you go, Stanley Morgan
from Nebraska. Yeah.
Why?
Because he's from New Orleans. Y'all people keep saying people keep saying they don't sign no Louisiana people, so they signed the dude from New Orleans. He went to
Dennis,
St. Paul.
hey, Dennis Allen was like, "Well, hell, it's working for Brian Kelly. Let's try it." Golly, man.
Just bring him back home, man. Shit, work for BK.
Work for Brian Kelly. It work for us.
But I feel bad for James Winston.
And he ends up in Cleveland.
So they had Deshaun Watson. They had DTR. They signed James Winston. Then they signed Tyler Huntley. Tell me which one of these four is not like the other one.
I was about to say so.
I mean, they all black, but I mean,
I was they in Cleveland like, hell, can't all them Negroes run? That's what they.
Nah.
Golly, come on. What are you do? What are you people doing when you are looking at? Oh my.
I feel like Jameis should have went to the Broncos, man.
And I understand why you say that.
Not just because Sean Payton.
Yeah.
That's part of the reason. But who's the Broncos quarterback?
Nobody right now. I'm gonna tell you another place I think James might find success. Find Vegas.
They just signed Minshew.
I get that. I know, and I think Minshew is a formidable backup.
I think Vegas going for a quarterback
in the draft. Yeah, I know. I'm just saying if I think Jameis would fit in that locker room, in that culture, with what they're doing.
That's fair. I agree with that. I think the Sean Payton factor, Denver not having a quarterback, and them being kind of similar to what he had in Tampa Bay as far as weapons.
Mm-hmm.
Like Cortland Sutton, don't get me wrong. Cortland Sutton is not Mike Evans by any means, but he's similar. You know what I mean? A big body receiver that can run. You know what I mean? Like then you give him like KJ Hamler and some of them other guys they got who is sort of similar to a Godwin, and then you got the tight ends that they got and some of them other what's the boy from New Orleans? I can't even think of his name now. But you know what I mean? You give him multiple tight ends with a running game. I feel like that's kind of similar to what he had whenever he was in Tampa. So I feel like that and being with Sean Payton would be in a good spot for him. Even if he wasn't a starter, you know what I'm saying, he would still be better than what his situation is in Cleveland.
Yeah. I'm so done with Dennis Allen and the stuff he's doing. I'll be honest with you. Even what Atlanta doing is
hey Atlanta. Atlanta got Kirk Cousins with a receiving core of Drake London, Rondell Moore, Kyle Pitts, and it's one other receiver I'm missing right now.
Cordell Patterson not there no more.
He just left. With Bijan Robinson in the backfield.
Yeah, I was just thinking Bijan Robinson fact is Minnesota picked up Sam Darnold. Thank you, Dylan. Sam Darnold. They got to be looking for a quarterback in the draft. Got to be. If you need trade up, Dylan say trade up and get Jaden. I don't know how far they're gonna have to trade real high, and I don't know. But
oh man. All right, so obviously the Bears drafting a quarterback, right?
Mm-hmm. Washington's gonna draft a quarterback.
Patriots probably drafting a quarterback. So you're looking at 4. that might trade. But if you Arizona at 4 and you already got your quarterback, and you finna get Marvin Harrison, why would you trade?
Mm-hmm.
So you looking at maybe 5 with the Chargers.
Yeah. Chargers not. Yeah. Chargers about to get rid of. I mean, they got rid of Keenan Allen. They definitely going for.
They got rid of Keenan Allen and Mike Williams.
Yeah. The Chargers are in a
Hey.
great. They're in a great position. A great because not just that because everybody's saying, you know, what I'm saying Malik Neighbors. There's a possibility. It's not a strong, but there's a possibility Marvin Harris can fall.
I don't see him falling past.
I don't see it, but there is a possibility Marvin Harrison can fall to the Chargers. If not, you still got a Doomsday and Malik.
Yeah, but I was referring to the Minnesota thing because that's the same thing about Vegas. Like if you're trying to trade up and get a quarterback, 5th is the best spot that you can go. You know what I'm saying? Like right now, that's the most realistic spot for you to go is 5. And if you at 5, you looking at drafting JJ McCarthy. You trading up for JJ McCarthy?
If Bill Belichick was still the head coach of the New England Patriots, I could see them making that move. What's up, Mel? Mel says, what's up, family? Atlanta would do well to go after a decent quarterback in the first round with the weapons they have. I don't see Cousins taking them far.
They're winning that division for sure.
Yeah, I disagree with that. Well, I'm not gonna sleep on Tampa Bay.
They're winning that division for sure.
Okay. I'm just saying I'm not gonna sleep on Tampa
What
Bay.
Tampa Bay defense look like?
It's true. That's true. Because that's what's carried them.
They just lost Devin White.
Mm-hmm.
They just traded a DB.
Mm.
And if I'm not mistaken, let me go look at what Shaq Barrett doing. Hold on.
Can I say something about Justin Jefferson?
Oh, Shaq Barrett is signed with the Dolphins. Exactly. So no Shaq Barrett, no Devin White, and they traded. Hold on, let me see which DB they traded. Carlton Davis, the cornerback.
All right. What you got? Dylan said he got something on Justin Jefferson. Go ahead.
Justin Jefferson, might not see Justin Jefferson in purple or yellow. Because since they uptraded Kirk, Justin wants to leave the Vikings and reunite with Joe Burrow and Jamar.
That's a good thought. I don't know if he makes it though. That's a good thought. I don't see it on.
Said it.
He said it. We saw that on YouTube.
No, like he said that he wants to leave like the Vikings.
Okay.
He did say on Facebook today.
Yeah.
I would say he did say, "Pay me."
Hey, this little joker be knowing. He be reading and finding this information. So he said it on Facebook. He said to pay me. So
They say he turned
good
down
stuff.
a $30 million deal though. I don't
I don't know.
I don't believe that though. 30 mil as a receiver.
Yeah. Cream says he feels like the Patriots will go for Jaden, especially with Mayo being the head coach now. I feel like Bill would have went for him also though.
Patriots draft 3. They getting Drake May.
That'll be terrible. If I tell you what, I'm gonna say it now. If they go with Drake May, that would be
who should they go with?
2014 all over again. When Mahomes, when Chicago went for Trubisky and let Mahomes go.
Yeah, that was 2017.
Okay.
Because that was
2017.
the Saints drafted Lattimore and Kamara.
Okay. Yeah. That would be that same mistake over again.
No. I'm saying 1 is Caleb Williams.
Yeah.
2 is Jaden Daniels.
Oh, okay. You saying 2. Gotcha. Okay.
3,
All right.
because the Patriots draft 3rd.
Okay. You saying Jaden don't even make it that far. I got you.
Exactly. They're gonna have to get Drake May.
D-Law.
Hey, speaking of Mahomes, though, we didn't even talk about this. That
Go
boy got
ahead.
Hollywood.
D-Law said, "Why are we doing this? Mahomes just gonna win again. Nothing matters."
They got Hollywood over there, man.
Talking about Brown?
Yes.
I think
They cheating, man.
I think what you call it falls. I think BTJ falls to them.
Nah.
You think he gone before then?
He not the 32. Did you see what that boy ran at the combine?
I did.
I can see the Chargers drafting BTJ. Not just the Chargers. I can see the Cincinnati Bengals drafted BTJ.
Absolutely. You know what? I'm sorry. That's who I meant. Because they letting what's call it walk.
See, Higgins get traded.
Yeah. Mel, no, I don't see it. So Mel says, do you think Phoenix will be available at number 8 when Atlanta picks? Because if Chicago takes Marvin Harrison first, you giving them a dual combo in the first round if they keep the number 9 pick. Marvin. So okay, Atlanta's not going to take a quarterback.
Hold up. First of all, Chicago is not taking Marvin Harrison first. They take Caleb Williams first.
Yes. I would say this, Mel. I think now this was my argument, my thoughts, but that has been blown up now. My thoughts, and I argued this when it was like a couple weeks ago. If I'm Chicago, I trade back and then get Marvin Harrison and keep Justin Fields, but they've let Justin Fields go, so you need a quarterback. Might as well get your quarterback, and there's plenty of wide receivers in this class to get you a quarterback at 9.
That's or you
later.
Get quarterback, or you get your quarterback at 1,
and
then like okay, let's just run down this draft board real quick. All right, Chicago number 1 gets Caleb Williams. Commanders get Jaden Daniels. Patriots get Drake May. Arizona takes Marvin Harrison. The Chargers take Malik Neighbors. The Giants, they take
daytime and mess up.
Well, it's been rumored that they was gonna go after JJ McCarthy.
I can see that. That's so.
So I'm gonna just say JJ McCarthy goes to the Giants. All right. Tennessee take an offensive lineman, Joe Alt. All right. Then you got Chicago. Chicago could take Dallas Turner, the edge rusher. They could take Jerry Verse, the edge rusher. You know what I mean? They can go a whole bunch of different ways. But so let's go say they go defense and they go Dallas Turner. Chicago right there, boom. You got Rome Odunze. So you know what I mean? Like you got your quarterback and your receiver. Not to mention, don't forget that Chicago just traded for Keenan Allen.
Yeah.
They don't even necessarily need a receiver right now because they got Keenan Allen and DJ Moore.
The other day or other week, whenever we had that conversation about bad organizations, right?
Yeah.
Chicago, I don't like what they're doing coaching wise, but the way they flipping some of these draft picks and stuff,
man, bro,
and
they've been killing it. They've been killing it, bro.
DJ Moore and parlay 2 first, bruh. Chicago starting to turn that corner. They haven't seen the results on the field yet, but they turning that corner.
But because they haven't necessarily had the quarterback. You know what I mean?
Fair.
Justin Fields has played good, but he hasn't played great. You know what I'm saying? If they get great quarterback play, I'll say this too though. Justin Fields didn't have a Keenan Allen. If you gave Justin Fields, Keenan Allen, and DJ Moore with Cole Kmet, you know what I mean? It's a different story. So let's just, now that you got Keenan Allen and DJ Moore, you ain't got to go receiver right there, Chicago. You can go get you an offensive lineman to protect Caleb Williams. You can go get you an edge rusher. You know what I mean? You can go do all, like, you draft Caleb Williams 1 because you went and got Keenan Allen. Now with that number 9 pick, you got all kind of options. But if they get, if it's me, I pray that Tennessee goes Brock Bowers or something like that, and then I could get Joe Alt, the tackle from Notre Dame, and that I can get the number 1 quarterback and the number 1 tackle at 1 and 9. If you Chicago and you get the number 1 quarterback and the number 1 tackle, with Joe draft picks being 1 and 9, you did something.
I like it.
The Saints need to draft Jerry Verse while we on this topic. I think he could be there though, bro.
I'm not doubting it. I'm just more. I used to blame Sean Payton.
It's Mickey Loomis.
Thank you. That's exactly where I was going with that.
But I would say this, like last year in the draft for the Saints,
it wasn't it was
first
tolerable.
round pick. It was what?
I said it was tolerable.
Yeah, that's a good word for it. The first round pick hit. Ryan Brasile has been, you know what I mean, what you want as out of a rookie defensive lineman.
Mm-hmm.
Second round pick, Isaiah Foskey, not so much. You know what I mean? But you kind of did hit with the rookie safety, Jordan Howden. Saldivari, the rookie offensive lineman, not so much. You didn't really see much out of Jake Haener, so you don't know. But you kind of got to be kind of looking at Jake Haener as he's your number 2 quarterback now that Jameis is gone since you signed Nathan Peterman. You got to figure Nathan Peterman is just a camp body to kind of push Jake Haener to that number 2 role, considering Nathan Peterman was on a practice squad last year. So I feel like the Saints got an opportunity to crush the draft with their first 2 picks. It just depends on will they do it or not.
I'm hitting the boost. It come on, man. Every time the Saints get ready to pick, come on, man.
I mean, the fact that all you got is a first, a second, and then like a 5th rounder, you know what I mean? It kind of hurts what you can do in the draft, especially considering the Saints aren't known to trade back in the draft. They normally are known to trade up. So it's my opinion that the Saints are going to draft at number 14, and then they're going to draft again at 45, I think. Yeah, 45. And then they're going to trade back up with using next year's pick and maybe the 3rd or 4th round, because they're not going from the 2nd to the 5th without drafting nobody. I just don't see that happening.
Yeah. If they can get together, man, it'll be nice. If they can get a good. I just can't. Again, I've lost faith in Mickey Loomis.
Yeah.
Dennis Allen has shown me nothing to believe that. One, I don't think I'm sorry. I don't think Dennis Allen has the spine to push back with Mickey to say, hey, I want this player because, you know what I'm saying, to fit my style of one. I don't think he know what kind of team he wants other than a football team.
Let's hope that the fact that you got in a new staff on offense, that they know what they want offensively. You know what I mean? Let's hope. I mean, new staff, you got to at least give them the benefit of the doubt.
I'm benefiting and doubting because they picked up Nathan Peterman, but I will give a little grace for.
I mean,
I get what you're saying.
that's fair, but let's look at it like this. Let's look at it like this. They know who their quarterback is. So like, all you was picking up was a backup anyway, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I'm not happy with the Nathan Peterman signing. I'm just saying,
I'm not happy with. I'm not happy with Carr. We don't know what Hayner is, but either way, I get what you're saying.
I agree with you. I agree with you. If Justin Fields went for a 6th-round pick, Saints, you got 3 5th-round picks. Hell, you could have traded one of them and got his ass. I'm with you. But the way the Saints looking at it is, they got their quarterback. They need shit around their quarterback. That's the way the Saints looking at it.
Yeah. Mel said, and I know what he meant. He said, and keep Oakland away from Xavier Worthy. He meant Vegas. He said they're known for taking a speedy wide receiver, and they never work out.
True. That is very true.
Because that's Hayward Bay and Henry Ruggs.
I will say though, there was a quarterback who tweeted out after he ran that 4-2-1.
Who?
One Patrick Holmes. I could see them drafting Xavier Worthy.
Yeah, I can too. That's who I mean. I said Marvin Harrison, but I can't see him falling up. I do think if I'm with you, I think BTJ falls to Cincinnati.
Yeah, they get him and Trey T. Higgins. Yep. I will say this though. You know who I want Kansas City to draft?
Who that?
Xavier Leggett, the wide receiver from
South Carolina. Yeah.
Have you heard that? Have you heard him talk?
No.
He got to be the countryest dude I ever heard in my life, bro. But just him and Patrick Mahomes and doing an interview together, with one sounding like
Kermit the Frog, and one sounding like Hank Hill. I can see it. I can see.
Dog, that'll be perfect, bro. That'll be perfect, dog. I just need that. I need that combination.
D Lob said, "Well, Ruggs wasn't their fault. He was their fault. It was his fault. I'm not talking about even the accident. They overreached on Ruggs, big time, just on his speed.
Hey, remember that draft though? It was the virtual draft. Everybody was at home, and Ruggs wore that crazy ass robe.
He from the Gump, man. He from the Gump.
Oh, I knew right then and there that the Raiders had messed up.
He from the Gump. Listen, I had this conversation the other day. Montgomery people don't be mad at me. Mel, you already know I ain't lying when I say this. Montgomery sold. I don't know if y'all use that lingo in what's called. He's sold. He sold, very sold, meaning like they are like they do some of the soul is like soul is the ratchet version of country. So Montgomery is very sold. The only thing more sold than Montgomery is Selma.
I've been there. Ain't much there.
I was gonna say something. I'll save it to
Selma. I say this though. I've been to Selma a couple, maybe twice, 3 times, and it just seemed like in Selma you'll see a whole bunch of cars where the rims cost more than the vehicle. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah. Selma.
That's all I'm saying.
I'm just the reason. All I'm saying is when you talked about Ruggs and that what you call it, yeah, that's that the river region. That's a yeah. All right, man. Let's go ahead and get up out of here before I get canceled. Yeah, let's get up out of here.
Exactly, Mel. Exactly.
Mm-mm. Oh man, hey, you got anything else before we get up out of here? Y'all got anything else, man? What's good, Edwin? Glad you know what I'm saying, jump in with us. Y'all got anything else before we get up out of here? I'll say this. I was gonna say something about the baseball team. I hope they bounce back. I'm not gonna panic. I'm not gonna panic over this series, but it is troubling. It is troubling.
Yeah, man. The way Mississippi State kind of just had batting practice on our pitching staff is not a good look. But it is early, and I trust Jay Johnson to get it right. I'm gonna just say that.
I trust Yelski. If we were able to do it with,
I ain't going that far, but I trust Jay Johnson to get it right.
Okay, I'll leave it alone. I'll leave it alone because I ain't gonna.
Kyrie, what are you? Oh man, you see Kyrie hook shot to win the game?
I didn't see the shot. I saw he hit the shot to win. I ain't see the actual shot though.
It was a left-handed hook shot. Like I'm talking about, like straight Kareem running. Like impressive.
Yeah.
Oh,
all right, we'll be back. Get ready for this tournament.
Hey, don't put the Houston Cougars to win the tournament. They just gave Drake a jersey.
Basketball jersey, right?
Yeah.
Okay, as long as it wasn't football, we could. Coach Fritz, I need to holler at you. Get him, keep him away. Keep him away. I don't need that kind of. I don't need that around my boy. All right, like that. We out. This show was presented by BetOnline.ag.
Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe on Twitter at Golden Boot. On Instagram at Golden Boot. On YouTube at The Golden Boot Pod. On Facebook at The Golden Boot Pod.